culture, and we are going to the dark side for the first time tonight for sure. I love that Berlin school sound, but it can be complicated. So what I wanted to do in tonight's live stream is take one synth. I chose the Andromeda because it is a very powerful synthesizer, as you can see. But you could use anything you want. I mean, there's plenty of free VSTs out there, Serum, Pigments, whatever. And then I'm going to run it through my Roland RE-501 Vintage Chorus Echo, but you could use any tape delay plugin you'd like. And then the twist for tonight is using a new plugin that I got for Black Friday, which is Infiltrator 2. I said that horribly, by Devious Machines. And in particular, this Rhythmic Gates expansion. And so what's really cool about these presets for Infiltrator is it's all based on rhythmic stuff, which really is a great way, kind of like a shortcut to be able to get that Berlin school sound. So can I get a scum cheers in the chat for everybody who hangs out every Wednesday night here? We always do something synth related, and if it's your first time here, welcome. Cheers, guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is just jump back over here and initialize the preset. So if I go to Program, New Program, Store, we'll have the Andromeda's basic sound. And you're hearing this wonderful swell of reverb. Vendor, welcome. Could you demonstrate super saw capabilities? I'm planning to purchase Andromeda for Christmas. Super cool. Well, if you wanted to do a super saw, you could probably just put it into Unison mode, right? So and increase the number here, maybe to 4. So I'll limit us to 4 voices, but it's a very pretty sound, but we're not going to use that for tonight. Now you hear that chorus echo is really filling up the space, right? So I'm going to leave it on for tonight. If at some point someone wants me to turn it off, I can, because sometimes when you're doing synth streams, people really want to just hear the raw synth, but that's not the point. We're going for that big spacey, sort of Tangerine Dream sound, and there's no reverb, right? It's just delay that you're hearing, and it sounds great, that 501. Oh, so good, so good. And so what we could do to start coming up with some vibe is we could start with chords, we could start with bass, we could start with a lead. It's kind of whatever direction we want to go. I think in this case, I'm going to start by bringing down filter 2. So it defaults to this Moog filter. But we can get rid of that. I want to use the Oberheimy filter. Turn envelope to amount down. We've got our filter, ADSR. We've got a couple extra stages here, but if you leave them off, it doesn't matter. So just release 2 all the way down, decay 2 all the way down. And so we can create ourselves a little pluck. Make sure it sustains all the way up. So that's right there is a pretty, oh, my intensity knob is turned to right about, what would that be, 11 o'clock? It's like, it's perfect when it's just on the verge of self-oscillation. If I crank it up a bit, it'll start self-oscillating. So it's got it's which is a beautiful, cool sound, but for the purpose of what we're doing, I'm leaving it there. And I've had this calibrated by Ramiro at Severed Machines, but I do feel like they're always just a little unpredictable. So anyways, if we go down low now, let's play with that decay time and open it up a little. So if I'm doing Berlin School, I'm thinking kind of a medium pluck type sound. So that sounds really good. And this is a tip here. So if I leave the envelope to a mount all the way up, right, what we're going to get is, you know, a very bright bassline sound. And I would encourage you, this is something I've been working on, is to remember that when you're arranging a song, you don't always want everything to hog all of the attention. So even when I'm designing patches for synthesizer companies, there's a tendency to make them sound more like this because it's a full range thing. So if you're listening to it on its own, it sounds really exciting. But for me, why don't we have the taste level to bring that back? And yeah, it sounds good. But what we really need is the sub oscillator, right? We actually have 2 sub oscillators on the synth. I don't think we'll need it per voice. 16 voices, voltage controlled oscillators. So immediately, maybe I need a little more. Let's detune oscillator 2 now. What about if we add some attack and decay? So you can hear what I'm going for here, which is, you know, to have the, like I said, taste level really to decide, okay, that sounds good, but let's not take it too far. So now we'll jump over and you can see I've got some drums here laid out. Let's check these out real quick. Okay, so that's just something that we can work over, and then we can start to build up some sort of vibe. Yeah, no, the Andromeda is absolutely a thing of beauty. Let me make sure that my recording disable on my microphone. Yes, record disable. So I'm not recording my mic, I'm just recording the Andromeda. Let's just see what we get. Let's speed up the attack. Slow down on decay. See, on its own, I was like, it's so dark, but actually I'm going to bring the envelope amount down. Okay, we'll try to record something like that. I think will be good. So we'll see what happens. See how well I can play that. There we go. So we have ourselves a little loop that we can work with here. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this real quick. and turn that off. We'll call this bass and we'll work with that. So now we're just going to be working with this audio file. So let's open up Infiltrator and see what we get here. So let's go to presets, and there's a bunch of really interesting ones. Rhythmic, sequence, straight. Straight's really good for this type of thing in the sense that they're, well, just check them out. Oh dear. Okay, so I like sequence 11 subtle. We can look and see everything that's going on. You can see there's a lot going on with gain. It seems to be stepping through a few different patterns here. And we could see, I mean, there's a lot to this plugin. It's sort of a whole world as far as, you know, kind of almost getting a little Euro-racky, but in the DAW. So definitely worth checking out. It's beyond the scope of this stream to check out everything this thing can do. So instead, just going back to the gain and mix here, which you can't see behind my synth. So if I scroll this over here a little, you could see, oh gosh, come on, stop doing that. Gain, puppy, come on. There we go. You can see gain and mix. So if we pull the mix back here, we've got our original thing, but let's add a little bit in. Box of knobs, is that Lonnie I see there? So that's pretty cool, right? That's giving us that sound, so that we're going to start building up more and more rhythmic layers to this thing. So let's go back to my girl, the Andromeda, and let's go to program, new program, store. We're back to our little Pluck. Oh, it's so gorgeous, isn't it? You know, just that. Oh, you get those wonderful little textures in there, right? You guys having a good time so far? Can I get a scum cheers in the chat if this is the type of thing you'd like to see more of? Sorry, the stream's a little bit of a mess from the beginning, but hey, you know what? We're all here and having a good time. So I just wanted to say thank you guys. We're closing out the year. We got one more stream this year. And I just want to say thank you guys for being just an incredible community to be a part of. So cheers, guys. Okay, I want to go into pad territory now. We've got some, let's do the pads first before we get into the leads, because that'll be some interesting territory for us to check that out. So let's start with square waves instead. So I'm going to turn the saw and triangle waves off and go to square. Right? Did I have that right? So yeah, square. Sounds quite, doesn't it sound quite, now, PWM mod. I know we can do that with this synth. Done it before. Oh, maybe it's here? PWM, LFO. Oh, I see. You can turn it on and off. So that sounds more like a square, doesn't it? And all we have to do is turn PWM on. And it's doing it for us. We can control the level of that actually. Kind of seems a little extreme there, so maybe dial that back. Montazo-in-Near-1. So sorry. Monty, let me know how to pronounce your name. I haven't yet. They make some interesting stuff though, but it's more like sample based, right? So I always say if you want to make a really great sound, don't do what I just did and start with the oscillators. Start with the amplifier because that's really going to give you what you're looking for. So let's turn attack, decay, sustain, and release all the way down, or sustain up. Let's add attack. Let's add release. In this case, I want to bring some decay in too, but a slow decay because I want to get the sound out of the way. Interesting. Oh, I see. There's the K2 here is doing some weird shit. So it's longer decay than that, and we should be fine. So if you're seeing blinking lights over here, that's actually a camera refresh rate issue. On my synth, there is not one blinking light. However, it is incredibly satisfying to see on the synth, but that's not how it looks. That has to do with the frame rate of the camera, which is funny. I just noticed that now that you pointed it out, Derek. Slow it down even further. Okay, so we also don't necessarily need to use the Moog filter again. What if we made more of like a low pass sound? Yeah, it is giving Christmas, isn't it? I'd love to check out the Micron or some of those other synths. Who said that? Anthony. But the thing is, the Andromeda is kind of a different thing. This is the one time Alesis was like, let's just go for it. Let's try to make the craziest synth we can. And to this day, it's really not, there's really not much of a difference here. So why don't I bring in the high pass filter? Let's get this really dark first. We're making that sound. I could be playing darker chords, by the way. And then we're going to just bring in a little high pass. So the beautiful thing about this synth, so we can actually program our own mixture of Instead of even on like the Matrix 12 behind me, you could create a notch filter, but in this case, I just want a little bit of that air to come through. You know, I don't really need it to be all the way there. So I think it actually sounds really good, that sort of a sound. Now, what we can do is a trick from the CS80. So why don't I pull a sine wave off of, and we can actually blend that in. So this is pre-filter a sine wave from oscillator 1, and then we can mix that in as well to bring in some more. So, a way to thicken up the sound too as well. So we've got a pretty cool sound here. We could further do some things to it if we wanted to. Let's see, what's modulator 1 is the ribbon. Modulator 2 could be something else, right? We could have it be, let's go for an LFO, right? Let's go to that. There's so many parameters in this synth that we could choose from, but we're here. LFO 1, and then the level. Mod 2 is what I was looking for. Just bringing in something, you know? Mr. Mighty Pinto, how's it going? We haven't seen a movie in forever. Vendor AN1X, worth 800 euro. I don't know what they're worth off the top of my head. 800 euro sounds steep. Some people really like that virtual analog. Can I get some scum vomits in the chat? I myself don't have many virtual analog synths that I'm in love with, so it's hard for me to recommend any of them, to be honest. But yeah, we're just trying to build up a little extra movement to this. Before we get to the plucks, right? Because I kind of want to have one bass, one pad type thing. And I think this is doing it pretty well. And then we'll get into some sort of plucky territory. Thank you guys for the scum vomits. Oh, it can get really interesting. We also have the ring mod, which can make things even more big sounding, if that's what you're going for. But for me, I'm okay with this. I think this is sounding pretty good. We could increase the resonance if we wanted. We just need the smallest amount of that high pass filter to get the sound, right? So mod 3 here, and we could pick Aftertouch, right? If we wanted. Let's see, where is that? Is it labeled pressure? Got voice random. PGH. Oh dear. I know it's in here somewhere, obviously. There's just so many things. Offset only. Key Aftertouch. Here we go. And we're just turn that on. Yeah, Aftertouch. We got a little LFO. We can also do it with the ribbon. Right. MIDI Alchemy says, sadly, I have no analog since one day I want to add a K3R to my rack. I wish you were in California. There's a K3 that Dubstation Zero bought. And I think Ed from Earth is already scooping it up, unfortunately. Analog synths are great, but don't ever let not owning a piece of gear like this stop you from making these same types of sounds. I guarantee you, you can do really beautiful sounds. They won't sound exactly like this, but you can do this type of music with plugins, whatever you have, you know. And sometimes, by the way, for this type of music, a analog synth can work against you because they're so big and fat and warm. But once you start layering up, you have to spend a lot of time sort of scooping out that low end, which we might already have going here. So I think we've waffled on the sound enough. Let's consider ways to bring in some music here. DW8000 is dead on arrival. I would recommend, so if it just showed up, can you return it? Did you get it on Reverb or eBay? And then where is PWN? Is that Pennsylvania? First thing that occurs to me too is we're going to need a longer loop, because that's the interesting thing about this sort of music is we're going to need, you know, just like a lot of working room to be able to get capture the vibe we're looking for. So let's go ahead and do that. Zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. And then I'm thinking about throwing out that bass line and starting fresh. I don't know about y'all. I think it's a cool bass line, but now that I'm kind of in this territory, I'm thinking we might need to go more in this territory. So let's see. Let's get that. So what am I playing? I'm playing, so E minor. And then if we add the D, we get a E minor 7th. And then if we add the F sharp, we get the D minor 9. So that's cool. We could also try darkening that up by going and just playing like, say, what would it be? So the 7th, let's play just the root note and the 7 and the 9. Is going to work for us better. When we go up a third, that would be G. So we got a G minor F A. G minor F, add F F A. That's your G minor 9. The most modern synth I can think of that's like an Andromeda would be the Moog-1 because it has a multi-mode filter. Oberheim OBX8 has the ability to do. So, I mean, we're creating a notch pad right now. So this immediately cuts down on the number of analog synths that can do this from, many, many, many synths can do a low pass to very, very, very few can do a notch. So I would say the Oberheim synths, OB6, TL5, OBX8, and then the Moog-1, and that might be it. Can anybody think of anything else that can do something like that? So the Super Gemini too, yeah, for sure. So let's go ahead and record this. I'm going to try and see if I can record it in one pass. I'm not great, so. I'm also going to kill that bass line because I think we can go in a different direction soon. I feel like this is going to be the direction more, and we can just replace that. Let's slow that attack down even further and make sure we got like a nice smooth. Try that out. Oh, right. There we go. That would be the time to jump in, wouldn't it? There we go. So we have ourselves something we can work with. We have ourselves a little loop we can use here. If I was fussed about it, we could worry about these crossovers. But I think we've got something kind of cool. Now I'm going to loop that. And again, we're going to kind of just do the same thing I've been doing. Let's just mute that. This is, we'll call this bass. And we'll go back and we're going to fix that. But let's jump in here. And let's pick a new preset. And we could try something like Eerie Swell. So those are for your more like sound effecty type stuff. Let's just go check out some of these rhythmic ones and see what we got. kind of like this one, Gravity. What I'm going to do real quick is now open up console 1 and just work with it. So probably just going to bring in a little bit of bring the volume down, right? We'll start with that. And then what I'm looking to do is bring out a little of the low end. Now, if you look at that on the screen, this is like the secret to this. So look at how little we're really cutting out of 200 here. Which is where that fundamental is, right? So the difference, if I turn it on and off, you'll hear. Just pulls a little of that low end presence out of the way, right? Because we got to make room for that bass line. And then to me, I love the high end, but it's a little too bright. So let's go into the EQ here and bring out some of the high end. Gentle slope. Just like that. So, you know, I pulled it way back and then there's a little bit left in there. And to me, that's kind of putting it into the space I want it to be sonically. Another thing I want to do is just go to the send here and increase to the reverb. So I don't know if you can see that on the, it's hard to see, but from console 1, I can do that. So let's just increase the echoes, right? So now we're getting even more of the space echo from that pad, which is, so we've got these really interesting rhythmic stuff. I really think this plugin is cool for this type of thing. So it's really good. Now, let's just go ahead and program. We're going to do this real fast instead of me explaining myself as I go. Turn on the bass. Let's go ahead and put it into Unison mode. And we'll do, we'll turn the detune off, but we'll fire all 16. And we'll set it to mono. Actually, let's just set it to 4. Let's just set it to 4 because that's craziness. So we're gonna, this is a quick way just to get a. Tune that to the actual track now. So what I want to do, go more in that direction with it for sure. So let's try this out. I'm going to mute the pad for now. go. We've got ourselves a little loop we can use, and it's okay to use a nice tight loop. I love it tight. Nothing wrong with that. So let's drag that in. And so now we have ourselves something to work with here. I basically can't even hear the fucking drums. So let's bring the synths down a bit. Bringing the pad back a little bit for sure. I got the drum bus here. Let's just bring it a little more low end. So, how does that sound? It sounds like you could use a refresh on your YouTube browser, Vulturebomb. Okay, good. So we've got some vibe occurring, right? What do we think so far? Lot of mood, a lot of it's coming from the tape echo. If I turn that off for a second, let's just hear the difference here. Actually, not bad. But with the tape echo in, then it's just become just the vibe. Okay. Scrub cheers, you guys. Let's keep rolling right along. So now we've got to get back into the Andromeda, and we can finally pluck away. It's time to pluck. So, program, new program, store, and press record. And do I not have that routed? Let me send that to the... There we go. Yeah, you can always control that. Ooh, Absinthe 6, that's another one. There's been a lot of new plugins that have been coming out. I think what's happened is, it's not that there haven't been some new hardware synths, but tariffs really hit the hardware synthesizer industry hard. And I think the VSD manufacturers have just been like, you know what? We can fill the void. So it's like, I can't keep up with them. Pigment 7, Omnisphere 3, Serum 2, Absinthe 6, fucking so many plugins. Crystal Love, how's it going? Cheers. Good to have you here. Anyways, I love that the default is just like basically like a Berlin school type sound anyways, right? So, as we increase resonance here, we start to get that meowing ladder filter sort of character to it. If we want to tighten that up, we can. So when it comes to like building a vibe off of this, what I want to do is use the ability to do some stuff that only kind of happens once in a while. So we can start building in some interesting Those guys right there, that little pass. And you'll notice I'm bringing in, so we've got E minor, right? But I'm bringing in this flat fifth. This is a soft synth, Jay. So by bringing in that, we're getting a little tension in there, right? So I heard someone say it once, but when you're doing techno, you want to occasionally throw a note in that's going to be out of key, because otherwise you sort of get locked into just everything sounding really melodic and pretty, which is good for a certain type of Berlin school. But for what I'm trying to do, I want to have a little, we're getting a little too pretty in a weird way. So we have ourselves a little pluck. Let's use the same sound now and go to something different. Let's mix out all of the oscillators, so I should hear nothing. Good. Now let's bring the ring mod in. There we go. Let's try to find a key where that sounds good. Aim for doing with this too is, what a fucking sound. So which track am I on here? You see we have a lot of low end information here. If I bring up, you can see what we have here. We don't need any of that low end below the fundamental. That should work. So let's bring in that. Now we're going to start building layer upon layer here, where what a big part of this sort of genre is going to be not repeating everything all the time, so we can bring things in and out, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Atmospheric. There we go. So that's a pretty chaotic take. And that's good. It's actually a good thing. So what we're going to do is just duplicate this again. I need to keep writing these small pluck. There we go. Then we have craziness. And then we have this. And let me just make sure. Here we go. That on this track now, bringing this up. Yeah, we can bring this out. We don't need that. There we go. So what we have with everything in. Don't need much of Now, let's add some rhythmic elements to this. So I'm going to solo this and play around with Infiltrator, okay? So let's see what this sounds like. It's almost perfect, you know, just to give it that sort of... I think I need more kick. All right, so you could see the build. You could see the build. So again, program 8 store. We should be back. So we're just building up, creating these textures. Wow, that echo can go for a bit. So let's pull out low pass filter 2. Let's bring in the bandpass filter for the first time. Let's bring in, and we're going to bring in some stuff that, again, only kind of happens here and there. It's really loud, but we don't need that. I'm just going to do that one more time. And that's it for this layer. I think that's it. Let me see. We could bring in that, but I kind of like this idea here where it's just... It's just like a little thing that kind of brings in a little bit of that action, right? So let's see. Get real quiet. It's just a subtle little thing in there. Pluck intro. Program 8 store. We're doing probably more. We're doing more layers, I think, but that's kind of what the genre needs, right? Is like as many fucking layers as you can dream up. So we could create a Pluck-like sound using the high pass filter by actually using sustain all the way up and attack. So how freaking cool is that, right? So let's see what it's like working with this to put in actually that little pretty little phrase to get in there, you know? Just another little interesting little layer in there. Adapt, manipulate. Yeah. So what happened was I was supposed to, in fact, Arturia reached out to me to do the stream. I said, sure, that would be great. And they said, great, we'll send you over a copy. And then they didn't. I've been emailing them and nothing. So that's not their fault. I'm sure they're very busy with the launch, and there's a lot of other bigger YouTubers that they probably wanted to get Pigments out to and make sure that was working. But unfortunately, that means for us, we're kind of out of luck. So I thought I had about 2 hours to set up everything and swap gears and try to get into this mode. So hopefully this is fun for you guys too. We'll call this High Pluck. What a cool sound. If you haven't picked up on it yet, the Andromeda is just such a wonderful world to live in when it comes to whatever you want to do. It's right here. I think the only problem is, I mean, you guys can see that there's like a million little buttons that come off of everything. So there's a lot that can be done, way more than it seems like it would be possible. So it's something to hold on to or something to think about. So we got a lot of vibes going on here. Excuse me. Let's turn the oscillators off and the noise on. We have different types of noise. White, pink, red. Really deep. Ooh, this is interesting. It's so deep, you really can't do much with it. External audio in. So if you wanted to use the external audio in, that's how you do it. But really cool, interesting sounds. Let's pull that one out. Well, I feel like I've got this envelope inverted or something. This is very weird, yeah. Is it doing it on the other one too? Okay, so we could just get ourselves a little... What I'm trying to do here is just get some noise into this track. And just record that. so silly. I could have done this by hand. Let's turn the envelope amount off and I'll do it by hand. Fucking easy. There we go. It's really all I needed. It was simple, but it took me a second to get there. So let's just duplicate again. We'll call this noise. And we can actually bring that up a bit, maybe. So what if we added some... So we've now added some rhythmic stuff happening in there too. So if you just solo that... And what we could do, we could copy and paste that. And then if I go into Reaper and just reverse that, apply. Okay, and what we can do is clip it like that. So now we've got a boomerang of noise. That's crazy, Todd. Oh, what a dream to be able to go to Berlin. Would love to go to Super Booth one year. Default program. That default program is fucking awesome. Okay. Triangle waves only now. Let's see. Right? Do I have that off? Ah, I see. Oh, it's so beautiful. So what have I done? I've taken two triangle waves and I've spaced them apart by 2 octaves, right? Correct? And it's sort of created, you know, sort of accidentally, this sort of tine type of sound. So tightening up the decay on the filter gives it this even glassier. Toy boxy type sound. Sub bass. We could definitely get some sub bass involved. For sure. We've already got some bass going, but we just might need to emphasize it some more. So let's bring some of this in. Little glissando-y type stuff. Let's see. So like David Wise uses this type of thing where it's so if you have your root note E, you've got 2, 3, and 7. So just using 2, 3, 7, and then we'll just gliss that out like that as a texture, maybe right here at the transition. Oh, you know what? That's a B. So why don't we use that? So, or G. So same idea. So A sharp, F. So we'll just do a little of that action. Played at random. No real recipe to it. The more random, more it sounds like one chimes, the better maybe. Wanted it to be the way it was, so we're just going to call this duplicate this bad boy, take that out, and then actually bring this little clip just to the middle here, and we'll call this wind chimes. Not exactly wind chimes, but you know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. I'm going to use another Devious Machines plugin that I love. The reason I bought this is actually because I love this plugin so much. Duck by Devious Machines. I'm sure you guys have probably seen it before. It's just a sidechain plugin. So here's how it sounds on. Just to get out of the way there. Now, let's work on this a bit, because I'm getting frustrated that the bass is kind of missing. So let's open up my good friend, Console 1. The first thing we can do is just bring in the bass, right? But I don't always like boosting bass, so let's try just increasing the volume. And then what we need is we need a frequency, probably low mid. And then I feel like it's sending a lot to that echo. So let's just bring the echo down a bit. Even though I like it, it's just sending a lot. So we're definitely getting into that territory where we've got a real vibe occurring. Yes, that's what I'm going for. So, same thing. Starting over. And I do want to use the ring modulator again. And this is a really cheap, easy way to get FME type tones with an analog synth where you don't need to really fucking worry about it as much, right? Because this is... It's out of fucking key, but because it's relative to these two oscillators, it is playable. Like, if you figure out what note you're... Like, so it's 32, and then, like, if I put this to 19, that's like a what is that, a 5-to-1 ratio? So what you could get... create these FM sounding tones without needing an FM synth. It's really fucking harsh though, so I'm going to use low pass 1. This is the Oberheimy low pass. And we are going to use key tracking this time. So I'm going to use 100% key tracking. Never mind. And the reason I'm not is because I want it to be able to get dark. Maybe a little. This is like, how quick was it to create this sort of a beautiful Berlin school sound? So. Something like that. Interesting, why am I not hearing that? I think what's happening is I have some automation on, so let's turn the delays down just a bit. Interestingly, because of the cross mod, I'm now in C minor. So let's vibe it out. I'm gonna let it play through once, and then I'm gonna start playing. That vibe. Let's get it in key. I like that. So again, we're just bringing in these little touches of things that give it some energy. It's a pretty quiet piece right there, I guess. Let's go ahead and duplicate that again. And we'll call this FM Pluck. So we're just going plucking crazy. I couldn't avoid that dad pun. We just need more and more fucking layers. Now, there is another way you could do Berlin School, which is like much more minimal, right? Where you can maybe have like 3 or 4 tracks going. And then I would just tell you to get the most out of all of those tracks, right? Like you probably would want to have something that, you know, has more harmonic structure to it, where it's more... What is it? If I hold transpose? Yeah. There we go. There's my microphone back in, you know, so. Something that has that, you know, more from it. And then maybe control that, sequence it out. I actually did hook the MIDI up to this synth this time, just in case we wanted to go about it that way. But, you know, I'm kind of having fun just doing this. So we got some vibes. What else do you think we need in here? I'm thinking to myself now, what's our deal? I do know what we need. We need an Oberheim filter. I want to call it a sweep. It's not a swell. What do you call it when it just goes down? Unison. Unison detune. We're going to use how many voices? We're going to use 8 voices. Like it's an Oberheim. But we don't need a lot of detune, right? Because an analog synth from back then wouldn't have that much detune. In fact, I'm going to tighten the detune up even more. Bring it down a semitone. One little thing I don't love about the synth is how frustrating that can be. Yeah, it's not exactly going to sound like an Oberheim. Yeah, something sweeping. So, does that sound like an OBX? No, not exactly. We can detune it further, I suppose. I mean, it doesn't sound not like an OBX though, right? Does it? mean to apply any pitch modulation. Let me turn that down. It's pretty fucking good. That's resonance cranked. Let's see how the timing is on that. That sounds pretty good to my ear. Let's slow it down even further. Fuck it. Wow, something glitched on that. Let me get it again. So, that's pretty good, right? I don't think that sounds bad at all. Let's just turn that down now, because that's kind of crazy. What's the official name for that type of sound? Like, what do you call that, aside from Tom Sawyer? Like, what's the type of sound that is? Because I get high on that sound, that is for sure. Bomb Sawyer for now, but there should be a phrase for synth sounds that sound like that, because that's, and I mean, by the way, we could have made this stereo just by, using, I did that in the last Andromeda stream. That's one thing I don't love about this synth, is it takes a while to make something stereo. You could do it, but it's not like super obvious how to unison mode this so that each voice is going out left and right. Sweep bass, yeah, descending sweep, something like that. That's a very, I would say, oh, that's awesome, Nick. I would say that's like a very, what's the word I'm looking for here? There's something about like that resonance that's so special. But you know what? I will say this. G4 software gets freaking close. The no attack, all decay filter sweep. Downward sweep dog, downward dog sweep. Progressive, yeah. Sync sweep. Well, there's no sync. Hey, Keith, how's it going, by the way? Yo, what's up, Tripwell? How's it been? Okay, so we have a lot of layers now. We have, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 layers. So you know what that means? I think it's time. Let me see what it's like if we take out the pad real quick. You don't need much. Okay, so we've reached an interesting point here. So I've got all my layers here. What we could do is actually sequence this out, right? Let's do that. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can make this easier on ourselves. I'm going to copy everything that we have. And I'm going to copy it. I don't know. Let's go for 4 times. And what we'll do now, let's start by muting all the drums. Basically everything here. So we've just got this. And what I want to also do is sort of start to create a sense of a loop. So first off, let's mute all of that. And then on the next loop, I'm going to mute all the hi-hats. We're going to make this super simple. So if we just listen to the drums real quick without the hi-hats, it sounds like this. With the hi-hats, it sounds like this. It's a little hidden 30-second note thing going on in there. But what's more important is we've created all of these interesting layers. Let's not use all of them all the time, right? Because that's not as interesting as it could be. So let's just move this so I can see what we're doing. So let's start muting things. Let's get rid of the small pluck on the second half. Let's get rid of the craziness on the first. We're going to use the pluck intro on the first half. We'll use the high pluck on the second half. The noise will leave. The wind chimes we'll use on the second half. And we'll use the FM pluck on the first half. Okay, I like that. And I'm going to just copy and paste that. So now we've got ourselves kind of an interesting full, you know, how long is this? This is probably if I drag this out, what is that going to tell me? This is a 3-minute song, guys. So, you know, just think about that for a second. I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to just put I'm going to unmute the first layer of kicks, and then I'm just going to drag it. Whoa, that was the wrong kind of drag. I'm going to just drag it so that we just have that first hit. And then we'll see what we've got here. Oh, and I've got an idea. We could also, why don't we bring in the bass over? Should we leave the bass out maybe? Yeah, let's do that. Let's leave the bass out for the first time. Try to give you as much visually as you can see here. I can actually turn up the send here a bit. Try not to clip my preamp too hard. Oh yeah. That resonant sweep is probably too much, but I don't care. It's so good. This note right here really makes the track for me, because otherwise it's just pretty. That's a good thing. I can listen to that loop. That's kind of the goal, right? Is just to get this like hypnotic, evolving thing going. But I could listen to that all night. We do have to at some point stop. So I think that's a good place. Again, I just want to apologize to everybody. This was not what I intended to do tonight. So for all the hiccups and the fact, I mean, I'm glad some people love this track. For me, I don't know if I would say that I hit my own goal tonight of what I try to do on this channel, which is bring you guys something like one of the things I've really tried to do for the past year or two on this channel is bring you guys a live stream that is as well thought out and produced as a video I might make. You know, as opposed to, I think for a lot of other people, they view a live stream as being a separate thing. And in some ways it is, right? Of course it is. But the best part of it is that I get to talk to you guys and you guys get to bring stuff up. And, you know, I appreciate it, you guys. I had fun, and it definitely is one of those things where I think it turned out good. But I don't feel I gave you guys what I like to give you. And it's, you know, but hopefully it was valuable to somebody. I do think the music making streams are probably the best, like the one we just did. I myself find the Versus streams the most useful. And I think the Legendary streams are really special too, because it's so interactive. And I love that. Oh, I hate it when the emojis get censored. I'm glad you guys liked it. And you know, again, it sounds like you guys want to hear about Pigments when it comes out. I don't know. I'm going to be like fully transparent with you guys. The problem is I'm not going to be able to stream next week. I'm going to be out of town for Christmas, right? And it's Christmas on Wednesday anyways, right? Or Christmas Eve. So, it's okay. I'll be back for New Year's Eve. So it's actually going to be a Tuesday, not a Wednesday, because I think a lot of people are going to be going out New Year's Eve. So New Year's Eve, that Tuesday, I'll do a stream. And by that point, Pigments will have been out for over 2 weeks or somewhere around there. Yeah, I think over 2 weeks, 2 weeks on the nose, something like that. And in YouTube land, I mean, it was crazy to watch like the Omnisphere 3 cycle, how short it was. It literally felt like, oh my God, Omnisphere 3's out. This is the biggest news of the past 10 years in the synthesizer VST world anyways, not the synthesizer world, but the plugins world. And 2 weeks later, I feel like everybody was like, okay, cool. Good. I know what it is. I either bought it or I didn't. Hype was gone. Well, Pigment's curious, and that's the thing. So like, I want to do it for you guys, but I also like, this is the fucked up thing about YouTube is it's not that I'm doing it for the views, right? Because my channel's very small in the grand scheme of things, but it is like, if I'm going to put in the effort, I want it to go out to as many people as possible, So yeah, I just want to put out content. And so the alternative would be, if we don't do that on New Year's Eve, it would be checking out the D50 and the JD800, which is a stream I've been wanting to do for a long time. I mean, since I got the JD800, I guess, comparing the two of them. And that to me is kind of more what I want to do. But there is also the element that it seems like, it sounds like people want the Pigments, so we'll have to see. It is interesting that Mini Freak has its own VST. That's pretty good. I liked Micro Freak from my most recent Best Synths Under $500 video. By the way, Guitar Center, I said in the video they sponsored me to do it. What that means is they paid me something. They didn't pay me a lot. They paid me. To put it into perspective, if I worked a couple of days at my job, I probably would have made more for the same amount of hours, but I made money doing what I love, so that's worth it more to me. But they've hired me for a couple more videos, so we're going to have some stuff that's not all synthesizer related, which is interesting. I'm going to try it out and see what it goes. So that's true too. I could also do Pigments as a members only stream, but I want to message the guys and say, hey, look, I missed the window to be able to do this. So if you want me to, like, they may not want me to do a members only stream. Does that make sense? Because they obviously would be sending me the plugin for free. Not that I need another plugin on my computer, but more that they'll want to know that they're getting something out of it. So, postpone Pigments for the D50 and JD800. We'll just have to see. I'm gonna look into my soul. I'll be on vacation. When I come back, I almost always have a little perspective on things, And sorry, I guess I'm venting on the internet. I didn't mean to. It was more just I would love to check out Astrolab at some point. Here's the thing. Guitar Center is, in theory, a way for me to be able to make videos I wouldn't otherwise be able to do, right? Like, because that Best Synths Under $500, I'm not going to go out and buy all of those synths just to make a video. That's like, the economics of that would be crazy, Floyd Steinberg just did a post where he did like an in-depth on like how much he makes as a YouTuber with 30,000 subscribers. And I would say that is very accurate to how much I make as well. So the thing is that GC gift card for cable sponsorship, 2 TRS cables for $100. Astrolab is like one of those things that I would never be able to get on this channel because I'm not going to go out and buy one, right? It's not really that type of a synth for me. But there are opportunities that Guitar Center, when they have stuff like that come out, they seem to have been really happy with the last video. We'll see how it goes with the upcoming videos. They want to do a video where we check out some vintage gear, because I've bought 7 vintage synthesizers from Guitar Center. I know my Modulus is from Guitar Center. What else did I get there? I would have to point them out. I've sold a couple of them. The DSS-1, the K3 was from Guitar Center. That's a good idea. I could do a poll. GSE7. That would be a very fun one to check out. So yeah. So with that in mind, I think I'm gonna just call it for tonight. So let's see. I'm not gonna see you guys for 13 days. It's pretty sad. And it's gonna be Christmas. And whether you celebrate Hanukkah, Christmas, whatever holidays you celebrate, I hope you can celebrate it with some people that love you. And the good news is, not all of us have families. Not all of us have families that are still around. Some of us don't have that, right? And if you don't, the beautiful thing is you've got a community right here of some of the coolest people that I've ever had the fortune to interact with. And so when we get back the following week, so that's going to be New Year's Eve, there's going to be a lot of love for you. So happy holidays from the Scum family. I've got like a few drops left. Can I get a Scum cheers in the chat? Ha ha ha. Cheers, guys. Ho ho ho. Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have the most incredible holidays. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope Santa treats you right. Let's go ahead. Whoa, what happened to my microphone? Let's go ahead and jam this motherfucker out.
Thank you.